Yeah, I mean, listening to you, I'm like, I'm the worst migraine patient. Check, check, check.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sheikh. How are you?
Hi, I'm Piali. I have been having migraine for a long time, and I have so many questions around how does someone even get diagnosed with migraines?
There's over 36 million people in the United States that have migraine. Most people that I see will have had migraine for 4, 5, 6, even up to 10, 15 years of their life before they finally come and see a doctor. And the most important reason is you do want to make sure that you're dealing with a migraine and not another disease. The most common things to diagnose a migraine is a headache that is typically on one side of the head. And most patients will describe the character of their headache as either pounding or throbbing. And then you have to have another symptom along with your migraine. Typically, patients will describe a lot of nausea, as well as sensitivity to light, to sounds, to smells. All these symptoms are part of your migraine, but it can be really hard and frustrating for a patient to know that and to even, when you get to a doctor, to tell them that so that you can have a better picture of exactly everything that's going on.
Usually I go see a doctor for something specific, and then when they're like, anything else? I'm like, oh yeah, wait, actually I do have this other question. What would you recommend in the way of going and seeking medical attention and how to really bring migraine to the forefront of that conversation?
So there's a few different reasons that I think it's a good idea to try to find a doctor that you do connect with and can talk about your migraine. Attacks can be unpredictable. That's why I think it's important to see a doctor so that you have a plan of action. You'll have something to take, or you'll have strategies to try to minimize how much it affects you. It occurs in so many people, but it's not the same in any two people.
What would you say is the biggest misconception people have when it comes to migraine?
So I would say the biggest misconception, and I don't mean this ironically, is that migraine is not all in your head. You know, so many patients tell me that they feel like, you know, they're talking to their doctors, they're talking to their friends, and no one understands how they're feeling because no one else can see it. Try to think of migraine as a condition where your nervous system is oversensitive to the outside environment. Migraine is a condition and headache is a symptom. There's some people that have migraine that don't get headaches. They might have just an aura, which are visual symptoms or neurological symptoms that are their migraine attacks.
So how can people identify their triggers for migraine, and what are some of the common triggers that you see?
One great tool that we have to identify triggers is a headache diary. There are apps that you can download to help with that, or you could just use a calendar on paper and write down the days that you had a bad migraine, and if there were things that were different on that day, or if there were changes that were dramatically different. In talking to a lot of patients, the top 3 triggers are stress, sleep, and hormones. For women especially, hormones are a huge trigger. There's easy things that you can do like mindfulness and yoga. Those 2 things are very, very helpful in decreasing stress hormones that are released when we're stressed throughout the day. And there's overall things that you can change about your lifestyle that will be helpful for your migraine, but also for your general lifestyle and wellness.
Yeah, I mean, listening to you, I'm like, I'm the worst migraine patient. Check, check, check.
What I tell patients is, you know, start with one thing.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, it can feel like a lot, and that's another stress, right?
Right.
So start with one thing, and then we move on to the next thing. Talking to somebody and focusing on your mental health is also really important in dealing with your physical health. You can't separate the one from the other.
What would be your top piece of advice to someone suffering with migraine?
To know that migraine is a real disease, and it's important to find the help that you need. And it's okay to reach out and keep looking for the help until you find someone that you feel like understands you.